So without further ado, let's do the storytelling competition. Our first participant is none other than Jacobus from 9C. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yo, good morning everyone. Everyone's feeling good? Oh, come on. Louder, please. All right. So, good morning everyone. My name is Jacobus Aliano, and today I'll be narrating each of you a very important story for your life. Again. Okay, let's start. So, once upon a time, there was a young, athletic boy who was very, very hungry. Any idea hungry for what? What's the item this person is hungry for? Any ideas? No one, please, I'm lonely here. Anyone raise your hand, please, just try. Indomie, maaf. I'm not gonna be talking about food anymore this time, I'm gonna be talking about success. This boy was hungry for success, where success is only measured by winning. I mean, who doesn't like winning? I like winning, I enjoy it. So one day, he was preparing for a running competition with his two friends, two young boys, in a small village. A large crowd gathered, and there was a wise old man, a very, very wise old man between. And so the race began. It was looking like a level heat. But once again, the boy called out on his determination, strength, and power, and won first place. The cheer gathered crowd. They cheered on the boy, waved at him. But the wise man remained still and calm, showing no sentiment. However, the boy felt proud and important. And there was a second race with two new, young, fit challengers to run with this boy. The race began, but once again, the boy won the race. Those two challengers are nothing for him. Another race, he pleaded. And so the wise man came with two new challengers, an elderly frail lady and a blind man. What is this? This is no race, he exclaimed. Race, the wise old man said. And so they raced, but this time, the boy was the only finisher. The two other challengers were left behind standing at the starting line. And so the boy raised his hands in delight as his success. However, the crowd were silent, showing no sentiment toward the little boy. What happened, old man? What has happened? Why don't they join in my success? Race again. But this time, finish together, all three of you. The old man replied. And so he raced again. He used his brain and heart for once in his life. He stood there in the middle, took the two challengers by the hand, and walked ever so slowly. You cannot imagine how slow it is. Imagine walking with a blind man and an old frail lady to the finish line. 1 meter race. I'm joking. 1 mile. And so as he crossed the line, the cheer gathered. He cheered and waved at the boy. And this time, the old man smiled, gently nodding his head. And so the boy asked the old man, "Old man, I do not understand. Who are they cheering for?" And so the wise old man stood there, placed his hands in the little boy's arms, and said very softly, "Little boy, for this race, you have won much more than any race you have ran before. You see, in your life, what are you running for? Are you hungry for success? Is winning the only measurement for you? At the end of your life, if you look back, the question is, who was running next to you? Who was with you? If they were weaker and old, did you help them cross the line? Did you all finish together? Because that is the best race you can ever run in life. So run! Run this race called life! But don't forget, it doesn't matter if you win or not. What's the matter is how you run this race. Thank you.
There you go, Jacobus of 9C. Next, we have, also from 9C, Kenzo. Let us give Kenzo a round of applause.
Hello everyone, my name is Kenzo and I'll be telling you a story which is called You cannot hit a target that you cannot see. Once upon a time, there was a master who called his student to follow and watch him during his bow shooting practice. His student has watched his master shoot his bow at least 100 times, but nonetheless, he followed him obediently. They walked to the forest after some time until they finally reached their usual spot. A big lightning and a huge oak tree stands in the middle of them. The master proceeds to unpack his items that he had brought with him. As usual, the master takes out his longbow and his arrows. And as usual, he pulls out a small flower from under his belt and places it on top of the tree's branches. However, this time, the master brought a blindfold with him. The master told his student to blindfold him and accompany him to his usual spot. Around 900 feet away from the tree, the master takes his shot. But the arrow did not hit the flower, and it did not even hit the tree, and it was nowhere to be found. Confused, the student went back to his master. So, my student, did I hit the center of the flower like I always do? Asked the master with a smile on his face. The student said, Master, you missed the flower, and you did not even hit the tree. And I couldn't find your arrow. You must have missed by a great length. Even though the master missed his shot, he still had a smile on his face. But I don't understand, master, said the student. I thought concentration and the power of thought can make the arrow hit its target. Indeed, my student, but you cannot hit a target that you cannot see. You see, in life, if you have a target or a goal, you have to see it. Otherwise, the concentration and the power of your thought will make you miss your target. So, open your eyes and see where you want to be in your life. That's all, thank you.
Okay, there you have it. Thank you very much, Kenzo from 9C. Next, we have our third participant from grade 8A, Karen Faye Rusli.
I'm pretty sure you all have heard of Harry Potter by now, right? Today, I'm going to be telling you the story of the 11-year-old boy named Harry Potter. His tale starts in Godric's Hollow, Harry's home. Harry was just a newborn child when a dark wizard named Voldemort came to Harry's house and tried to kill him. Voldemort tried to kill Harry because of a prophecy he had heard, which stated that there would be a boy whose powers would end him. Trying to protect Harry, his parents Lily and James Potter sadly died. The attack also left a lightning-shaped scar on Harry's forehead. Eventually, Harry was brought to live with his uncle, aunt, and cousin, who treat him very badly. One day, Harry and his family go to a museum, and Harry somehow speaks to a snake. He finds out he has magical abilities, and later on, he gets accepted into a school for wizards called Hogwarts. Harry decides to go to this school, and he is required to have a wand, so he goes to Diagon Alley, which is a place where you can find shops like a flying broom shop and a magic wand shop, and there's also a bank. He goes inside of the magic wand shop and tries a few wands, and the third wand he tries, which is the Elder Wand, was a perfect match. The next day, Harry is supposed to go to Hogwarts by train, but he couldn't find the platform his train was located in. Luckily, he finds the Weasley family and they help him get to his train on time. In Hogwarts, you could get sorted into one of the 4 houses, which are Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Harry gets sorted into Gryffindor, and Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley, fellow students in Hogwarts, also get sorted into Gryffindor, and the 3 become friends. Later, they attend classes together, and later on, Professor McGonagall asks Harry to play Quidditch. When the 3 want to go back to their house, the stairs changed, so they go inside of a forbidden room where Harry finds out about the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone is a very powerful artifact that shouldn't be put into the wrong hands. After this, Harry learns a little bit more about how to play Quidditch. In Quidditch, there is a quaffle, which is the big ball, a bugger, the medium ball, and the golden snitch, which is the smallest ball. In short, how you win is to catch the golden snitch. But the golden snitch is really hard to catch since it has wings, it's really small, and it can fly, so it's really hard to catch. The next day comes, and it's time for the big Quidditch match. It's Gryffindor versus Slytherin. The match was really tight, but in the end, Harry catches the golden snitch and Gryffindor wins. After this, the 3 decide to sneak out and try to find the Philosopher's Stone. But they get caught in a bunch of traps that Dumbledore sets up to try and protect the stone. Eventually, they make it past all of the traps, and Ron gets hurt, so Hermione brings him to Professor Dumbledore to rest. Harry continues and encounters Voldemort. Voldemort is trying to get the Philosopher's Stone to become more powerful, and Harry tries to stop him by battling him. Voldemort chokes Harry, and Harry doesn't think that he can win, but turns out his magical abilities are stronger than he thinks. In the end, Harry defeats Voldemort and saves the day. The moral to this story is, you never know what you're capable of until you try. Thank you for listening to my story. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you very much, Karen. Okay, next, our 4th performer is from grade 7. Let us all give it up for Diego.
Hi everyone, my name is Diego. Today I'll be telling you a story, but before I tell that story, if I say crick, you say crack. Go. Crick, crick, crick. Once upon a time, there was an old lady. She lived on the bottom of the hill, and her daughter lived on the top of the hill. Her daughter would cook her amazing foods. So, one day, she went on a journey. She grabbed her walking stick and began walking. While walking, she sang a tone. Then the tone went, a rick-a-tick-a-tick, a rick-a-tick-a-tick. Here I am on my walking stick. Okay, this is your part. A rick-a-tick-a-tick. Here I am on my... No one is singing. Why is no one singing? Okay, again. I want to hear the audiences. A rick-a-tick-a, a rick-a-tick-a. Here. Then she suddenly came across a creature. The creature went, "Ah!" The creature was a wolf. The wolf said, an old lady, I'm gonna eat you for my lunch. And the old lady said, "Oh, you silly, silly wolfie, I'm nothing but skin and bones. How about this? When I go to the top of the hill and eat my daughter's delicious food, then you can come back down to eat me." And the wolf said, okay. So she grabbed her walking stick and then she sang the song, here, and then again. Then she suddenly came across another creature, and the creature went, "Roar!" The creature was a bear. Okay. Now, the bear said, an old lady, I'm gonna eat you for my... Then the old lady said, "Oh, silly, silly Perry, I'm nothing but..." skin and bones. Maybe when I go to the top of the mountain and eat my daughter's delicious food, then you can eat me. And the bear said, okay. And so she grabbed her walking stick and sang, "Ricka-ticka-tick, ricka-ticka-tick. Here I am on my walking stick." And she finally made it on the top of the mountain. She knocked on the door and her daughter said, "Oh, Grandma, I've been waiting for you. I've cooked you lots of delicious food." So the grandma sat down on the table and she ate her daughter's delicious food. And she was so full that she had to unbutton some of her skirt. So while walking down, she remembered, "Oh, daughter, I forgot. I met two creatures. And those creatures wanted to eat me after I went down the hill." And the daughter had a plan. "Okay, Grandma, I had a huge pumpkin. Maybe if you squeeze in that pumpkin a bit, I can push you down the hill and you can go back to your house safely." So the grandma did as was told, squeezed in the pumpkin, and her daughter pushed her. And while going down the pumpkin, she sang another song. And the song went, "Here I come, in my pumpkin, here I come. And here I come, in my pumpkin, here I come. Here I come, in my pumpkin, here I come." Bang! She landed to the second creature, which was the... Now, where's no one answering? Please answer. Bang! She crashed onto the second creature, which was the... Now, the bear said, "A big pumpkin, but it has the scent of an old lady." And the pumpkin said, "Oh, silly, silly bear, I'm not an old lady, I'm a pumpkin." So, and the old lady said, "Could you help me push me down the hill so I can go back to my house?" And the bear said, "Okay," and pushed the lady down the hill. Now, she sang again, Here I come, in my pumpkin, here I come. Here I come, in my pumpkin, here I come. Here I come, in my pumpkin, here I come." Bang! He crashed into the other creature, which was the... Now, the wolf said, "A huge pumpkin, but it has the scent of an old lady." And the old lady said, "Oh, you silly, silly wolfie, I'm not an old lady, I'm a pumpkin." But the wolf was meticulous. So the wolf dug and dug and dug to the pumpkin and saw the old lady. The old lady grabbed her walking stick and hit the wolf. Now, the wolf went crying, "Oh, oh, oh!" And so the old lady got out of the pumpkin and walked home. Now, that's the end of the story. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Diego. And last but not the least, from 8B, Jocelyn.
Today I'm going to be reading a classic tale of Alice in Wonderland. But today I'm going to be reading another version, When They Met Each Other, which is The White Rabbit and Alice in Wonderland. So it all started when Alice was sitting by the river with her sister, who was reading a book that had no pictures and nothing at all. She was so bored till she saw a little rabbit pass by her. She was so curious, she leaped up and saw and chased after the little rabbit. The rabbit had a little vest and was holding a little watch and was saying, oh my, I'm going to be late." So she got more curious and ran to chase her. The rabbit leaped into a hole that went down, down, down. She then also went down and went down, down, down as well. It was like an infinite fall that never stopped. She was wondering what was happening the whole time until she reached the bottom of the hole. She then looked around and saw millions of doors. She tried looking around again and saw a little table with 3 legs holding a little key And she then took the key and tried it on every door she looked at. It all didn't work until she got into a little place that had a little curtain by it. She opened the curtain, and behind it was a little tiny door. She tried the key there, and it opened to a beautiful garden at the back. She then realized she was too big for that door. She looked around and saw a little bottle that says, "Drink me." After examining that it was not poisonous, she drank it and shrank smaller and smaller. She got so small she was able to fit inside the little door. But then she realized the key was still left on the table. She didn't know what to do. She was too small to reach it. She looked around again and saw a little cake that marked, "Eat me." She ate it and turned large and large. She became a giant till her head was till the ceiling. She didn't know what to do and cried tears, and tears fell from her eyes, created a pool around her. She then saw the white rabbit pass by again, bringing gloves and a pair of fans. Then he dropped the fan and the pair of gloves to Alice, and Alice then picked up the fan again. She flapped it as she was so tired, and after crying of tears as falling in, she then realized her hand was as small as the glove. She suddenly realized that I'm getting smaller again. I'm shrinking. Now I'm able to go through the door again. So she ran to the door, but then she realized again that she was swimming in her tears. She then didn't know what to do and saw a little mouse pass by. "Oh, mouse, can you please help me? Do you know the way out of this swimming pool?" He then ignored, and she asked again in French. He responded and finally responded and helped her. Then, as soon as more tears came by, large flocks of animals and creatures went by and swam together to the shore. They then all went to the shore and then was so wet. They didn't know what to do. But a little dodo decided to have a little race and started to run along to get dry. So, after half an hour, they got dry and sat along a circle and told about each other's stories. Alice couldn't concentrate anymore as she was so confused and winded about what everything was happening. Then she talked about her cat at home, who was very little and kind. So she went out to talk about her cat, but then she realized she was frightening all the other animals and creatures. So then they all ran away, and poor Alice was alone once more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jocelyn. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for SMP's English events: choral reading, character impersonation, and storytelling. Our participants really did their best, and it only shows how talented and skilled our SCS students can be. We will know the winners this afternoon. Okay, once again, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our dear judges for your time and expertise. Thank you so much. Now, in anticipation of this afternoon's events, just to inform everybody, we have the much-awaited SCS Idol and Cosplay Parade. Dear students, please wait for instructions from your English teachers and your class teachers, okay? So for now, you may now proceed to your respective classrooms to eat your lunch and change into or retouch your cosplay outfits for this afternoon's event. Check your WhatsApp groups as well for announcements. Thank you very much, and let's enjoy the rest of the day.